Top 10 things that I would make sure that I am doing so that I can lose body fat, go from looking like this to looking like this in roughly about 12 weeks. And it all depends on where you're at in your journey. Top 10 things that I would make sure that I'm doing so that I can lose body fat and build muscle and get to a body fat percentage where I can see my abdominals and I am at a healthy body weight. So the top 10 things. All right, before we get into this video, my name is Aaron Collins. I am a certified strength and conditioning specialist, and I love Jesus. I love fitness. I love music. And we're going to talk about everything faith, fitness, facts, and music. Always kingdom motivated, always keep moving. Aaron Collins music. Yes, motion is lotion, baby. All right, before we get into this video, I'm going to ask you guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe, like this video, comment for the algorithm, and share it with your friends, share it with your mom, share it with your grandma, share it with everybody. Because we're going to spread faith, fitness, facts, and we're going to encourage people to live a healthy life and have a relationship with Jesus so that we can find purpose and passion in this life. All right, so top 10 things that I would make sure that I am doing so that I can lose body fat, go from looking like this to looking like this in roughly about 12 weeks. And it all depends on where you're at in your journey. So, number one, if we are trying to lose body fat, we want to be at a calorie deficit. Now, there are many roads to being in a calorie deficit. There's many ways to restrict what you're eating. So first of all, to find what your calorie maintenance is, you can go to any calorie calculator. I use Lose It, and you can enter in your gender, your height, your weight, and then they can calculate for you what your maintenance calories. Now, this is a rough estimate of what your maintenance calories would be at rest. So basically what you need to eat if you didn't do any physical activity throughout the day. So once you find what your maintenance calories are, I would suggest starting with a small deficit of about 300 calories a day. So eat 300 less calories than what you would typically eat to maintain that body weight. So I would make sure to stay in your calorie deficit. Now, you could either restrict by cutting out a food group, which I don't like to do and I don't like to recommend, because there's keto, there's carnivore, there's vegan, there's also other ways to restrict by doing time restricted feeding, by intermittent fasting. Now, the only thing that I say to people that want to do that is to make sure that you're getting enough protein with all of these. So so time restricted feeding, and then also tracking your calories. And that's what I like to do. I like to track my calories. I like to be able to eat basically what I want, when I want, throughout the day, and just make sure that I am sticking to my calorie limit so that I am losing body fat. Like I said, I use Lose It for that one. So to be in a calorie deficit, to lose body fat, number one. Number two, to make sure that I am building muscle or at least maintaining muscle, eat enough protein, okay? So if you're eating enough protein, there's some studies that show that just eating enough protein can help you build lean tissue, even without the mechanism of resistance training, which is crazy. It's insane if you eat enough protein. Now, I would suggest getting your protein from lean meats, such as lean chicken breast, turkey, lean beef, fish, eggs. Egg whites typically is going to be the best bang for your buck because it's lower in calorie and higher in protein. You can eat the whole egg, but just remember that it has more calories. So some people don't know how much protein you should eat in a day. So for every person, you want to eat at least, if you're trying to lose body fat and you're trying to build muscle or at least maintain muscle, at least 1 gram per pound of body weight, or at least 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight. That should be sufficient to be able to build muscle or maintain the muscle that you want, and for a lot of other functions. And make sure that whenever you're eating this protein, you're spacing it out evenly and not trying to get it all in one meal. And that's the problem that I have with intermittent fasting sometimes, is that people have trouble getting their protein in throughout the day. And so 100 grams of protein. So for a person that is 200 pounds, you want to eat 200 grams of protein a day. I would say space that out between 4 meals at 50 grams of protein per meal. And that would be a lot easier and more efficient way to get your protein in and help with protein synthesis throughout the day. There we go. Eat enough protein and you can build muscle and lose body fat if you're at a calorie deficit. Number 3, make sure you are doing resistance training at least 2 to 3 times a week. Now, I do a full body training session right now because I'm just doing it to maintain what I have. I want to be healthy, possibly build a little bit of muscle, also work on my cardiovascular endurance on days that I'm not lifting or not training in the gym. And so doing 2 to 3 full body sessions a week is all that you need, really. And I could say that you really only need 4 exercises, but I'm not going to get into those right now. So, number 1, calorie deficit. Number 2, eat enough protein. Number 3, make sure you're doing some sort of resistance training to build muscle or to at least maintain muscle that you have. And so, number 4, sleep. Sleep is so crucial. There are so many studies that show that people that sleep more eat less. People that get enough good quality sleep, also, they ward off diseases such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and mental health diseases, and all those kind of things. Sleep is so important. Make sure you're getting your sleep. Make sure you're recovering from your day. If you're training, if you're working out, or if you're mentally exhausted and fatigued from the work that you do, sleep is so important. It's so crucial. You get more sleep, you're not awake, you're not eating. Very, very, straight and to the point. Very easy to think of it that way. And if you're having issues sleeping, there's ways in which that you can make sure that you are gonna get your quality sleep. And I could maybe make another video about that. So, number 5, cardiovascular activity. Okay. So this is on top of the normal daily activity that you already should be getting. The American College of Sports Medicine recommends that we get at least 150 minutes of zone 2 cardio a week. So it's about moderate intensity cardiovascular exercise. So what's zone 2? Now you could try to figure out that with heart rate calculation, but I like to say that it's if you're getting yourself starting to sweat and you're either jogging or you're on a bike or you're walking uphill or whatever, and you could still hold a conversation, but if you would maybe push a little bit harder, you wouldn't be able to talk. That's about zone 2, and try to get at least 150 minutes of that a week. Now, if you're starting at 0, don't go to straight 150 minutes right away. Start off with 10 minutes. The next week, make it 20 minutes. The following week, make it 30 minutes. Progress yourself in that manner, because you don't want to start off too much too fast. Same thing with resistance training. Make sure you're not going in there and going super hard on your first session. Start off light, work your way up. It's not a race to the finish line. It's really just adopting these practices that you should be doing for the rest of your life so that you can maintain a healthy body weight and live a healthy life. So, number 5, cardiovascular activity. Number 6, make sure that you have a baseline level of steps that you get in a day. The recommendation is to get at least 10,000 steps a day. Now, for some people, that's very hard, especially if your job is sedentary. And if you're only getting 1,000 to 2,000 steps a day, don't automatically try to go get 10,000 steps, okay? Start off by increasing your step count by 1,000 a day. So if you're getting 2,000, try it for 3,000. And do that for a couple of days. And then add another 1,000. Try to do 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, until you've worked yourself up within a month or a couple months to 10,000 steps a day at least. And if you work at a desk, try to get yourself one of those walking treadmills underneath your desk, a standing desk, or even just try standing desks. Because standing, instead of sitting, you're gonna burn more calories. So, number 6, get enough steps in. Number 8, all right, make sure you're drinking enough water, fluid, and staying hydrated. Sometimes you might think that you're hungry, but you're actually thirsty. And people don't know this, but you should at least be drinking 1/2 ounce per pound of body weight a day. Also, when you're at a calorie deficit, number 9, make sure you don't let your fats get too low. Because if your fats get too low, then your hormones start to crash, things start to not function correctly. You need fats, you need healthy fats for a lot of things, for brain health, for hormone function, and all sorts of other processes in the body. So make sure you don't let your fats go below, I'm gonna say for men, like no lower than 45 grams a day. And if you're gonna cut out carbs, make sure you're cutting out carbs and still getting plenty of fruits and vegetables for the fiber. All right, last but not least, fiber. Yes, make sure you're getting enough fiber, because fiber makes you full, fills you up, makes you satiated. And there's a lot of studies out there that show that fiber is good and fighting against cancer, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes. Also, it helps with insulin resistance, all types of things. Help keeps you regular, and it helps with maintaining a healthy body weight. So those are my top things that I would do, make sure that I keep in my routine to make sure that I am losing body fat, building muscle, make sure that I can get a six-pack if I want it. If you are struggling and you need help, feel free, reach out to me, comment in the comments, direct message me through Instagram at Aaron Collins, and I will be happy to set you up with a program. Love y'all. Hope you liked the video. Once again, always keep moving, always kingdom motivated. Aaron Collins Music, AKM. I got the merch if you want it, hat, t-shirts, and just remember that faith, fitness, facts, that's what we're about. And until the next video, I'm out. Peace.